Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the year 2017 is rapidly winding down, and there is still much to be desired from the struggling economy. Tonight, the president of the Chamber of Commerce Grand Bahama is expressing optimism for 2018. President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Mick Holding, says that 2017 was a busy year for the Chamber. The organization introduced a number of initiatives while strengthening those that were already in place. While the economy of Grand Bahama continues to struggle, Holding says that come 2018, the tourism sector will need a lot of attention.
I think what we all want now, and we're all well aware of it, is some movement in the tourist sector. And let's hope in 2018, early in 2018, we start to hear some good news on that front. I understand that things are moving, although to be fair, we've heard that before. But you know, I'm reasonably optimistic that early in the new year we will see some movement in the tourism sector.
The business leader says thankfully for the island of Grand Bahama, the industrial sector remains a key contributor. And according to Holding, 2 new major businesses are already in the works.
New companies are coming to Grand Bahama next year. There's a company called Eco Oil. I'm not sure what they'd be calling their Grand Bahamian facility, but basically they're a company that processes oily waste, etc., and removes any water and produces a product that then can be used for fuel. So it's a process there. And of course we have the tobacco company that is starting up very soon. They're actually here at the moment and started operations, but they will be creating employment, both of those companies. So that's good to see.
As for the Chamber, Holding says that they will continue to support new and existing businesses on Grand Bahama. He says the key is to create a stable environment for new investment and to promote the work of the Chamber.
And this is why I was pleased about the extension of tax exemptions bill. That has created a certainty for another 20 years now in terms of those tax concessions. I think the initiative to improve the ease of doing business, these are things that will help the economy. And you know, the recent Grand Bahama Technology Summit, that again is something. So there are plenty of things that have started. I think the important thing is that it's not just rhetoric. We don't just say, oh, we've done that and think of something else. I think these are good initiatives, and they're initiatives that we need to continue with.
A local parliamentarian is working to fulfill a campaign promise, which is expected to boost Grand Bahama's economy. The Member of Parliament for Marco City and the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, is focused on building the small business sector, which is the engine that drives the economy. Minister Pintard has established the Down to Business training program, which will be held every year.
We made a commitment prior to the general election that we wish to contribute to the transformation of the Grand Bahama economy, and we believe that small business development is in fact the way to go. In our view, it is possible with the present population on Grand Bahama to still give birth to a number of successful businesses.
The first session closed out over the weekend, and the winner, Tamiko Nelson, was awarded a $5,000 grant to start his farming business. The minister commended all of the participants for investing in their future.
Thank you for taking the time out to invest in this economy by investing further in yourselves. When you came to this program, you didn't come with a blank slate. Many of you have been working for a long time doing some exceptional things, and we see ourselves as your partners to add value to what you have been doing all along. And so it has been our honor and our pleasure to partner with you.
Now, the minister said this initiative created a feeder system that has led to several of the participants being chosen for a similar business development program. The Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade is just 4 days away, and the committee says that everything is going well so far. Come Monday evening, they plan to have a successful parade in Ken Motorboat Ferguson's honor. Kimberly Mullings has the details.
The highly anticipated Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade is days away. The newly appointed GB Junkanoo Committee were given the task of planning the parade in only 4 months after their first meeting in August. Co-chair of the committee, Mark Gardner, says a lot of work had to be done.
Fortunately, we do have a lot of Junkanooers who are part of the committee. So from our expertise, we were able to put some things in place. We're just about ready with all the finishing touches. As you can see here, we still have the fencing going down. We do have our bleachers in place already. This year, we have 6 skyboxes for our patrons and those who would wish to elevate themselves a little bit to the platinum status.
The co-chair says that the committee is mindful of the weather being an issue for the parade, but have factored that into their plan.
We are in constant communication with the Met Office, so we do know what the rain chances are for that day and subsequently the day after. However, a call will not be made until 6 hours, according to our rules. A call will not be made until 6 hours prior to the parade, and that's usually after consultation with the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the local government officials, and the senior officer at the Met Office here in Freeport. After those discussions, ultimately the decision is rested on the shoulders of the group leaders.
This year, a focus is also on eliminating gaps if possible and minimizing lulls.
Gaps make the parade it makes it a burden to watch. And Junkanooers, they don't like rushing for bleachers. So, I say to the guys, I say to the Junkanoo community, make sure you're on time. The opening ceremonies is scheduled to start at 5:30, and the parade itself is scheduled to start at 5:59. And I say that because 6 o'clock they will be coming down the road.
Though there aren't any new groups added to the lineup this year, spectators can still expect a wonderful parade. Gardner says that the committee has to make honorable mention of the new classic dancers who are still coming to the parade route.
This year, unfortunately, the classic dancers lost the patriarch of their group. And if you're familiar with Junkanoo, Junkanoo is a family. And my hats go off to them for even making the route. All right, they won't be involved in the competitive aspect of it, so there will be a show group for us. But Malcolm Smith and the boys, my hat goes off to them just for even making the effort to come out after such a devastating loss. And this year's parade will be in honor of Ken Motorboat Ferguson, a Junkanoo legend and icon here in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and in the entire Bahamas, actually.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Now, tickets for Junkanoo are being sold at Gizmos and Gadgets, Crosstown Convenience Store, and the Junkanoo Committee headquarters in the International Building. Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.